likelihood is that there's another David Teague going out with unfulfilled dreams. Brownie, where do you sit on David Teague?
I feel sorry for him, really. You know, it's been a difficult situation, this whole review process. You know, I don't think he's going to be there next year, and they may have thought this for a few weeks now. So he's been put in an incredibly difficult position. Maybe he's been left in that position. He hasn't been told that he's not going to be coaching. Like, let's be honest, none of us are sitting here thinking David Teague's going to be coaching Carlton next year. But maybe the reason he's there is because they didn't have a viable caretaker there. Like John Barker, why did he leave the club mid-year? So another support piece there for David Teague.
Well, normally the more dignified approach to this is that the coach gets tapped with 4 weeks to go and somebody goes in and sees out the season. But your point is valid. But John Barker is that person and he's no longer there.
Johnny Barker wouldn't have walked away mid-year.
No, he got showed the door.
Well, how did he get showed the door? Like, if he wants to go and do something else with his life post the season, that's what he would have done. How do you get shown the door? And then maybe they get to a situation, they go, oh, we're not sure we've got the caretaker there, really. So we're just going to leave David Teague as a lame duck coach.
Yeah, well,
who made the decision to show him the door?
Well, it'd have to be the CEO, wouldn't it? He's the CEO in charge of running the show.
Footy
I'm not sure. Might be the footy director.
It can't be the footy director because they don't have one, Gaz. So you talk about setting a bloke up to not give him the best chance. I mean, the fact that David Teague would still be sitting there right now holding out hope that Carlton will hold their nerve like Richmond did in 2016 with Damien Hardwick when they lost their last game of the year by 113 points. So right now, David Teague still has hope. And there are a lot of people within this group, I think, that would still have hope because you'd be desperate to keep going and hang on and feel like you actually got...
Or players, you mean? Or
Absolutely. Players...
Still think that David Teague's going to coach?
Hope for what?
Hope that David Teague would be coaching, that their careers are going to continue. Because right now, put yourself in this situation, the review's in. The future of a lot of people in this football club have already been decided.
So why don't you make the
football
call?
Staff, players, coaches, assistant coaches, yet you're still asked to go out on the weekend and put your body on the line for the football club and perform at a high standard. I mean, that's... David Teague spoke about a psychologically safe environment.
Yeah.
This isn't it.
And I think this is the point Brownie makes, and it's a bloody good point, Brownie. If you don't make John Barker walk, he's there to allow a dignified exit for the incumbent coach. And to me, that is a really poor decision.
We all know John Barker. He's one of the great football blokes, and he's been a caretaker coach in the past. So I know this is not all about John Barker, but God almighty, who's making that decision?
It's become a lot about Ross Lyon since the weekend. You had an interview and made a comment on Triple M.
I ran into Lee Matthews and it was a really simple conversation at the end of one of our games. I'd certainly closed it and I saw Lee, and Lee doesn't talk a lot, but he said, mate, you're going to coach again. I said, no, I'm done, mate. He goes, you're too young, you missed game day, you need to coach again. And I was like, but so for someone to, because there's a lot of noise around you and narrative, and, you know, I felt there was some respect there from Lee. And then it does stimulate you thinking that you've got something to offer, and maybe if an opportunity presented, maybe you look. AFL coaching is a passion. I never found it torturous or a job. And to put a team around you and commit to something and do something and try and build something special is a wonderful feeling.
I always thought he'd come back and coach, but clearly that is a change in the narrative from Ross.
It's a change in sort of what he's spoken about publicly. And I've got to admit, I didn't think he was going to go down the path of entertaining it. It sounds like he is. So I think that is a shift.
Don't he change his mind because Lee told him to?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, honestly. I genuinely didn't. I thought that chapter had closed with Rossi.
I thought
it had.
But if it's inside you, though.
That's right.
It's inside you, and sometimes you just need a little nudge or a reminder that it's there. And
that's right, Brandon. Even the great ones need some affirmation.
Would you like to see him back coaching?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great coach.
It'd be magnificent for the footy landscape.
Absolutely. Ross is a great coach, and I think the only thing missing is a flag. You can't get a flag unless you're coaching.
Have Collingwood approached him? They've approached everyone else. I've heard the grabs from Footy Classified last week, and has Collingwood gone and asked him about the job?
I don't know, but if they haven't, they've been derelict in their duty because he's one of the great coaches that's out there available. Eddie Betts called a close on his career today. I mean, I don't know if I can remember a more popular player than Eddie Betts. He's reminded me of the likes of Tony Modra, who is absolutely reliable when you turn up just to see them play. Very few players people go specifically to see them play. Eddie Betts is one. He's cut right across the competition.
Yeah, everything that he stands for is what's good about our game. He plays it in a manner that drags people through the gates. He's a human highlight reel.
Yep.
He has humility. He does it with a smile on his face, and he's been doing it for a long, long period of time. So all of those boxes are ticks when you're thinking about the greats of our game, and we're going to miss him.
638 goals. Nick, he's been one of the best small forwards the game. So
starvation corner.
Yep.
There's no harder spot on the field than playing as a small forward. I love the grab of him walking into to Icon Park this evening when he was doorstopped, and the one thing he said was, "I'm happy."
Yeah.
I mean, that's just such a great attitude to take into this moment. That is confronting, for any athlete that comes to the end. It's a confronting moment, but to see him utter those words was brilliant.
He's been a wonderful ambassador for our game in general, not just the clubs, and so hopefully he's not lost to the game, and Footy Club will snap him up, and I'm sure the AFL will want him to do some work with him as well.
We'll be pushing for one of our seats on here next.
He won't be lost. He's on 360 tomorrow night with Jared and the Chief. The West Coast Eagles, in fact.